Botany, Archer Magic. Illustrated by Tolly Blundell. Mervyn Maggie came to school in a new blue tie. I liked your tie, Mervyn, everyone said. Henrietta Turtle said that she likes Mervyn's tie. Miss Ray, the teacher, said it. It looked like a lovely big butterfly. I want a tie like that, thought Art. When Art came home from school, he talked to his mother in the kitchen. Mummy, will you buy me a butterfly tie for around my neck? Please, I want a red one. At that moment, his mother was helping Angela, Art's sister, big sister, to written her Jim's whiten her Jim's shoes on the tiled floor. A butterfly tie, she said. What on earth is a butterfly tie? He means her bow tie, said Angela. He wants to look smart for Henrietta's turtle. Don't you, Art? Said Angelica. Angela knew perfectly well that Art didn't like Henrietta Turtle, but Art decided to ignore her. I think people would like me better if I had a butterfly, he said. My sweet angels, said his mother. Everybody likes you as you are. People will adore you. If you ran about in rags, Angela rolled her eyes. Lay off, Mom, you asleep. Swell his head. Well, it's true, and of course you can have a butterfly tie, she added. You promise to keep it good. Art promised that he would keep it good, and so when his dad came home that day, he found 3 people waiting for him in the middle of the kitchen, and one of those people was wearing a brand new tie. Well, do you notice anything different? Said Mrs. Smith. By Jove, that's some tie, said Miss Smith. Daddy, I picked this tie all by myself. Daddy, I picked this tie all by myself. If you wanted to wear it sometimes, I could lend it to you, shouted Art. For some reason, this made his family laugh. Art tramped cheerfully upstairs to look at himself in the mirror again. Next morning, Art marched into a cloakroom with everybody else in Miss Ray's eye. As soon as he took off his coat, Henrietta Turtle spotted his new tie. Mervyn Maggie had one of those ties first, she said. And you're a copycat. Arthur Smith, you shut up, Art said. Henrietta Turtle Surrey wasn't one of his friends, and she never would be. I won't shut up. You're not allowed to talk to me. I'm allowed, it is true, copycat. You are really making me angry, thought Art. He wanted to zap Henrietta Turtle and make her howl, but zapping was not allowed in school, he said. Shut up, Big Nose. Don't you call me a big nose. Quite a few people Interest. Quite a few people had become interested in the Battle of the Woods in the curriculum, and Miss Way was one of them. Henrietta Turtle and Arthur Smith, I want to see you both in your seats now. Arthur went to his seat thinking how Henrietta Turtle should moved in Sabby Bell's class. She nearly got him in trouble yet again. After Mr. Ray had taken the register, the class practice for the players. Art was a lie in a play. Although he roared his loudest, Miss Ray did not say what a good lion he was, and she did not say how nice his new tie was. Art was disappointed and blamed Henrietta Turtle for his break. Art's friend Katie asked him if he wanted to eat some of her yogurt. I wouldn't give him yogurt. If it was you, Katie, she said Henrietta Turtle. Because he's a copycat. Mervyn Medieval has a bow tie. Just like that. And he had it first. Zap, zap, thought. Boy, you are really annoying me. And another thing, Henrietta Turtle went on. That tie looked like a big red ink set, and it's sucking the blood out of your head. Art was glad when Henrietta Turtle went away to talk to somebody else. After break, Miss Ray gave his class some number to work to do. Everyone had to think hard, especially at our table. So there wasn't much noise for a while. There was like loud cry. Ah, look what he done. He's ruined my special giant robins. It's only my one. 3 quick marching strides brought Miss Ray to the table where all sat from Mary and Madge. Katie and Henrietta Turtle, she picked up a giant robber who wrote Big Nose on rubber. Art stuck his top lip and looked down. Mervyn Madry smiled because he loved trouble and Katie chilled her pencil anxiously in case the blame should somehow slide on her. You did it, Arthur Smith, howled Henrietta Turtle. It was true, he'd done it. His Art's head hung low him, shame as Miss Ray walked him to the blackboard with these awful words. Well, I didn't think it had any bad children in my class this year, but I was mistaken. Wasn't it? You will stand there for 5 whole minutes, Arthur Smith, so that everybody can. See what happens to people who get up for silly nonsense. And when they practice they play again. Miss Ray wouldn't let him be a lion and was not happy. When he got home, he found his mother having a tea with Katie's mom, who lives next door. Well, what, said Katie's mom. Did you dazzle everyone with your new, what do you call it? Butterfly tie, said Miss Smith. And Art was not a fool. He saw them smile at him. I'm going to zap Henrietta Turtle, he cried, and his eyes were fierce and blue. I'm going to zap her head off. That made the mother stop smiling. Art didn't care upstairs. He went to crawl under the bed and lie there with a piece of coin and some of toys. Of the world seemed far away as the Art lay curled up in a half dark, thinking how this tie, the one round his neck, was a stupid tie. I don't want it anymore, he decided. A familiar sound reached his ears. In the garden next door, Katie's yappy dog was barking and Art began to bark too, as he understood dog talk. And then a wonderful idea came on his head, and all of a sudden he knew what to do with his tie. The very thing, as fast as he could go, Art raced down the stairs and out. Into the garden to where the fence was lowered. Peanuts looked up him, wagging his tail. Yappy dog all called quietly, "Ruff! I've got something for you there," said Dart, climbing over the fence into Katie's garden. Yappy dog Peanuts had never seen a butterfly tie before, and he didn't seem wanted one. Art had some trouble fitting around his neck. At the last job was done. And what a difference that the tie made a tatty old. Peanuts, below was struggling with it that poked out the dirt all day, could now be explained the dash was spotted by such shaped collar. Peanuts Fruiter had grown tired of his nonsense, and took off like a hair round the corners of Katie's house, and butterfly tie went him. Ding dong, Art heard the doorbell plainly. From upstairs, when he sat in the bed talking some furry outdoors, Arthur Smith, "Come down those stairs at once." That voice was his trouble. When Art went into a living room, he saw the red tie dangling from his dad's hands. It was dirty. It hung in taters. It was so chewed up. "Jeepers, Dad," said Angela. "Is that a new tie?" "It was," said Mr. Smith. "But Twit must be having awareness round his whirly foot," cried Angela. "Don't you dare call me a twit," thought Art, but he could see that this was a trouble all right. "A little while ago," said Mr. Smith, Katie's mouth sobbed for Peanuts the dog, down on the shelves with something round his neck that looked like a tie. "That can't be Art's tie," she said to herself. "Art is wearing his new tie, but it was tie. She found it later on the back step, and here it is." "You stuck your new tie under the scruffy beast," cried Angela. "I thought it was his birthday at Art Marvel." "Nuts," cried Angela. "Dogs do not have birthday. One dog's day isn't like any other, and they can't count. There's something wrong with your brain, Arthur Smith." "You stop talking to me," said Art. But there was plenty of talking to be done, and Mr. Smith did most of it. As he trailed out back to bed, he was still talking about the prince of clothes and talking boys are the girls in the world who could afford to buy food, whatever, my new ties, and he's talked out for the night. Mom came to say night-night and held up the lion's tail as she made for him. "You'd better not forget this in the morning," she said, "and put one of the night lights. I don't want to go to school and I don't want to be a lion and everyone cross with me." For Todd, people blame me for everything. How many times had Miss Ray smiled at him all day? Not once I'd reach out her arm and dragged Big Bandy out of bed with him, his true friend, and lay down to sleep. It was true. He wanted that dog didn't have a birthday. Next morning, I went off to school with a lion's tail. Carrie folded up in his school bag. There was an appointment Friday morning because Miss Frey's class were putting on a play for the infant classes. Quite a few mothers were coming to watch it too, including Arts. The play was a very good story. Art was sure that people would enjoy it once there was a bad king. And that bad king put Daniel in a cave with lions. He thought the lions would eat Daniel. But they didn't. God sent an angel. Katie and the angel make the lions close into their mouths. They couldn't hurt Daniel, and they were safe. So at 9:10, the children from all the classes came out from their room and walked down to the halls. They sat in rows and waited for Miss Ray's class to come in and do the play. The people in the hall didn't know that there was a problem, and he wasn't there. He was at home, in the bed. Miss Ray had no Daniel. "What am I going to do?" she said to Katie's mom. He was there to pin on Katie's angel's wing. "How can I have a play without Daniel? Why did he pick this Friday to get chicken pox? Maybe you could do the play next week," said Katie's mom. Opportunity began grown when Miss Ray felt someone prodding her with a lion's mask. "It can be Daniel," said the voice. She looked down and there's Art. Can you really? Do you know the words?" "I know everyone's words," said Art. "He does, Miss Ray," said Katie. "He knows everyone's words. He said them all to me when we're going to home from school." "Then we'll try it," cried Miss May. "Quick, get them dressed." There wasn't a moment to lose because everyone in the hall was waiting. Katie's mom took off Art's tail and dressed him up Daniel's clothes. A towel from his head and a stripy pajama top. Then all the lions had and a bad king and Daniel and the angel heard the call as fast as they could go. When Art got up to the stage front of anybody that Friday morning, he waved from his mom to make sure she didn't. He wasn't a tail, wasn't a lion anymore, and began. When the play began, the best moment came when the Bat King pushed Daniel among the lions, who walked round in a circle and began to roar. All looked down at all the children who were watching, and he knew what they were thinking. They were thinking that he would soon be eaten. Now it was time for Katy to say her words. She had to tell the lions to close their mouth and leave Daniel alone, but she wasn't Katy. She's afraid of speaking in front of those people. The lions were wild. Henrietta Turtle who was Tevlin the best lion, was rolling her head off and waving her mask about. The play was going to be ruined if Katy didn't speak. Alt walked across the stage and put an arm round her shoulder. You better shut them up, or Henrietta Turtle is going to eat me, he said. Katy looked at Henrietta and saw that it was true. She waved an arm in the air. A very angry angel. Shut your mouth, Henrietta Turtle, she called out. Her words were like magic. Henrietta Turtle closed her lips and sucked them into her mouth. As she had no teeth, Vam sucked her hands up in her armpits to show that her fierce paws didn't work either. All the lions did the same, and they looked like a pet mice. Daniel, she was saved, and the play was over. Everybody clapped and clapped. Alt's mom was only one of those who clapped the longest as he could. She was forgotten of the trouble caused by a stupid tie. In the corridor, Miss Ray swept Alt off his feet and gave him a quiet, strong cuddle. Arthur Smith, you're magic, she said. I have never seen a more wonderful Daniel. I think you're just great. Alt hoped that Henrietta Turtle was listening. Arthur Smith wants to be liked. Everyone is nice to Maggie. When he comes to school wearing a blue bow tie like a butterfly, even Henrietta Turtle, but when Alt wears a butterfly tie, he seems to get in trouble. Lots of it, like Daniel for the lion's den. Ideally suited to begin readers, the school librarian. The end.